Hi everyone and welcome to another Scratch tutorial. Today, in theory, we're gonna finish the Gardenscapes game we started like a month ago. This is the 5th level. As you see, it's quite similar to level 4, but in this case the balls automatically go to Avery and we can control the shield to protect Avery from the balls so that Avery can go to the right side of the screen and we can end up winning the game. So if you're ready, let's get started. As you know, I have the 5 backdrops, so I'm going to add the final backdrop, which is going to be backdrop 6, called Party. And now let's configure, first of all, the ball. I'm going to duplicate it, but in this case I'm going to change the colors. Ball 5, that's the name because it belongs to level 5. So let's go to the code, and when backdrop switches to backdrop 5, we're gonna wait for 2 seconds and we're gonna repeat this until backdrop number equals 6, or to make it a different way, this time I'm gonna use a forever. This is just to teach you something different. But I'm gonna create the clones every 0.7 seconds. And let's see if this is too fast or not. When they start as a clone, well, as we usually do, we're gonna show and clear graphic effects. This shouldn't be necessary, but I'm gonna put it anyway. And the balls are going to go to a random position and they're gonna be pointing towards Avery. But it has a problem. Imagine Avery is here and the ball appears in a random position, which is this one, and then starts moving. Obviously we're not gonna have enough time to react, so we're going to lose for sure. So what are we gonna do? So that they start moving from the edge, we're going to move like negative 500 steps. You know that it cannot get out of the screen, so if it goes back 500 steps, it will go to that position, it cannot go further. So this is not gonna be a problem. And after this, you know that whenever the ball appears, if it appears here pointing towards Avery, going 500 steps back, it's going to go there. After this, we can start moving the ball. So the balls are going to be moving until they are touching Avery. Or they're touching the shield. So we have to create the shield. I'm gonna create it right now. And I'm gonna create it using a circumference with a quite wide outline, like 15. Let's make it blue. And with no fill. Solid, no fill. I'm gonna make it here, pressing Shift to make it regular. I'm gonna center it. And now let's move it here. Okay, it's not bad, maybe I could make it a little bit smaller. Let's center it again. Okay, that's cool. And now I'm gonna convert to bitmap and I'm gonna use the eraser to erase all the circumference except the right part. You have to try that the circumference that you leave is on the right side, like its direction. So if you remove from here, you also remove from here. You can make it as small as you want, but make sure it is here and you are not going to move it. You're not going to center it as we've done in other cases, because we want the center of the shield to be here, okay? Here. So that when we move it, it moves around Avery. So this could be good. Let's call it shield 5. Because it belongs to level 5, you know. And now let's go to the ball and let's continue the code here. Later on we will call the shield. So if touching Avery or touching shield 5, they are going to be moving like 10 steps, and all the time they're going to be pointing towards Avery. So they're going to be like remote control. And after that, no matter if they end up touching Avery or the shield, they are going to disappear So the typical program that we usually create, we're gonna repeat 5 times. Change ghost effect by 20, and then delete this clone. As this is happening forever, it is important to put that when backdrop switches to party, apart from delete this clone, we're going to stop other scripts in Sprite. This block is going to stop this and this, so the creation of balls is going to stop, and using delete this clone is going to remove the balls that could already be created when we switch backdrop to party. We don't want any balls moving when backdrop switches to party. So let's see if the balls work. I'm gonna switch backdrop to backdrop 5. Okay, they do. I can hide the original one. That's good. When they touch the shield, they disappear before touching Avery. Okay, that works. So now let's code the shield, which is super simple. When green flag clicked, obviously we hide it. And when backdrop switches to backdrop 5, we can put that forever. We could put forever or repeat until backdrop switches to backdrop 6. That's the same. Well, first of all, we're gonna show it. And after that, the shield is going to be all the time going to Avery. So it's gonna be following it. So go to Avery. And apart from that, it's going to point in the mouse direction. So it's gonna be pointing towards mouse pointer. Not in the mouse direction, but pointing towards mouse pointer. So it will do this. And finally, let's go to Avery. And we're gonna reuse the block we created for backdrop 3. So I'm gonna duplicate it. And I'm gonna move it down. So basically, Avery is gonna start here. So negative 200 is good, and negative 14. It's gonna repeat this until touching not dinosaur 3, but ball 5 or touching edge. This is here. Let's get rid of it because there are no obstacles, no trees. Let's put move 5 steps so that it takes longer to go to the other side and this is more difficult. If touching edge, next backdrop, obviously. And if touching ball 5, repeat this and broadcast game over. And obviously when backdrop switches to party, we're going to hide Avery. Let's see if that works. Switch backdrop to backdrop 5. Okay, this is not gonna work because we haven't changed this. When backdrop switches to backdrop 5, let's see now. And let's see if we're able to protect it. It's quite difficult. Maybe we shouldn't create the balls that fast. Let's put an 8 here. Let's try again. Okay. As you see, it's possible, although it's not easy, but it's possible. Now we have to hide this as well. So when backdrop switches to party, hide. And we can also stop this script using this. Stop other scripts in Sprite. And well, before we try it, I'm going to add sounds to this game over, and I'm also gonna create an you won message. So let's duplicate. This is gonna be called game over. This is gonna be called you won. Let's change it. And now here in the code, when I receive game over, we're gonna switch costume to game over, but when backdrop switches to party, which means we've won, we're gonna switch costume to you won. And the sounds I was talking about, I'm gonna go to Scratch Library. For game over, I'm gonna take the lose sound, this one. And for victory, I'm gonna take the ta-da, this one. Let's tap them, and now in code, in this case, we're gonna start sound game over, sorry, lose, and here start sound ta-da. And now guys, it's time to try the game, and let's see if we can finish it all. Let's go. Okay. Alright, so that's the game, guys. This is the end of this Gardenscape series. I hope you enjoyed it. Try to do your games at home, but anyway, I'm gonna leave the link to the project here in the description of the video, just in case you wanna have a look at it, or if you have any problem when you are making the game by following the different tutorials. And as I usually tell you, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!